Immortalized in song, television, books, and movies, Route 66 is perhaps the most famous and romanticized road in the world. In 1926, long before the advent of the interstate highway system, Route 66 was formed, connecting Chicago, Illinois, and Santa Monica, California. It was decommissioned as an official U.S. highway in 1984. In its time, Route 66 was a major east-west travel corridor that brought thousands of people out west to seek their fortunes, and became a symbol of the freedom and diversity of the United States to people the world over. Through the years, Route 66 had a number of realignments that changed the exact path of the highway, but it has always served as a major link of commerce and culture across the country. With nicknames like the Mother Road and the Main Street of America, it's easy to see that Route 66 has always held an important place in people's hearts. Route 66 covered over 2,400 miles in its journey from the Midwest to the Pacific Ocean, cutting through parts of 8 states along the way. Winding through rural areas, small towns, and big cities, it's a true tribute to the variety that America offers. Numerous local and national organizations have formed with the goal of preserving what's left of the old road and the cultural history that goes along with it. States along the original route have erected historic Route 66 signs, which allow travelers to step back in time by leaving the interstate highways behind and enjoying the slower, more personal style of automobile travel of bygone years. Innumerable sites of historic interest line old Route 66 from end to end, and serve to remind us of the way things used to be. And remnants of the actual road itself serve as reminders of the unique challenges of early long-distance automobile travel. The Chain of Rocks Bridge, connecting Illinois and Missouri, features a curve in the roadway high above the Mississippi River. After many years of neglect, this old span is now reopened for pedestrians and bicycles, and though you can no longer drive across, you can still imagine meeting an oncoming tractor-trailer at that bend on the narrow roadway. And speaking of narrow, in Oklahoma, you can find sections of Route 66 that are only 9 feet wide in total. Apparently, they decided to stretch the available money for paving for twice the distance by making the pavement only half as wide. Many people don't realize that when Route 66 was originally put into service, only about 800 of the more than 2,400 miles were paved. One of the toughest unpaved sections was the La Bajada grade near Santa Fe, New Mexico. It remains unpaved today, and the deterioration over all these years makes it quite a challenge to negotiate. It takes a rugged four-wheel drive vehicle with good ground clearance and a careful driver to manage negotiating this steep portion of the old road, with its very rough, very tight switchback curves. There are other areas of long-abandoned portions of Route 66 that also require some rather difficult off-pavement driving to explore, where the original route was either cut off from vehicle traffic or nearly destroyed in the construction of newer roads. If you've got a vehicle capable of handling these sections, mostly in the western states, you can enjoy some seldom visited points of interest, such as the old Padre Canyon Bridge in Arizona dating back to 1914. It served Route 66 traffic from 1926 until 1937, when a new bridge was built a few miles away, and Route 66 was realigned. In many areas, old Route 66 runs right next to the interstates that replaced it, but in others, it passes through towns that have been long forgotten by most travelers who pass by on the newer roads. Many motels, restaurants, and service stations that had become landmarks for travelers for decades fell on hard times when most of the traffic began using the interstate highway system. From early adventurers to families fleeing the hardships of the Dust Bowl era, to troops preparing for battle in World War II, to vacationers in the boom times of the post-war period, Route 66 was a key part of it all. And there's still a lot of it out there to explore. Nostalgia is the reason to seek out old Route 66, and there are plenty of remnants of the past in various states of repair to bring back those fond memories. Oddities like Cadillac Ranch, an artwork of half-buried old Cadillacs west of Amarillo, Texas, within sight of Interstate 40, still stops tourists from around the world to leave their spray-painted messages on the cars, while the restored Blue Whale in Catoosa, Oklahoma is a silent reminder of an early water park that refreshed travelers and locals. Numerous museums and historic sites along the length of the road preserve some of the highway's glory days, and many towns across the country embrace the past by welcoming today's tourists. For example, Pontiac, Illinois is home to a number of museums, and is decorated with murals and small art cars that celebrate the Mother Road. Oatman, Arizona thrives on its Old West image, and wild burros still roam the streets, as do mock gunfighters. While at Two Guns, Arizona, you'll find the remains of a zoo that once housed mountain lions and other animals for the amusement of tourists, after a less savory past wound down. At the Colorado River, marking the California-Arizona state line, the original bridge that carried the route now carries only gas pipelines, as today's traffic zips by on Interstate 40. But a rugged four-wheel drive vehicle will allow you to still trace portions of the path of the old road. The Mojave Desert, a formidable obstacle for early motorists, still holds reminders of Route 66's busier times in roadside businesses that are slowly being reclaimed by the harsh desert climate. The Amboy Crater, formed by volcanic activity centuries ago, and many other interesting natural and man-made remains dot the desert along the Route 66 corridor. Other natural points of interest like the Petrified Forest and Painted Desert in Arizona are also an important part of the Route 66 experience, as is a detour to the Grand Canyon. A drive along old Route 66, whether for the whole length or just a portion of it, can be a very rewarding history lesson. There's an amazing array of sights to see and things to do along the main street of America, as so many travelers from all around the country and all around the world have already discovered. You'll find relics of the road itself and of long-closed commercial ventures and attractions that catered to highway travelers. You'll also find towns thriving on modern automotive heritage tourism, natural wonders to enjoy, and a wide variety of culture and scenery to take in.